Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video and I am working in my Winona album again. I have a 6x8 pocket page layout here. I'm doing both sides. So you can see over here I have an enlarged photo that I want to use, so not much of the background is going to show, but that's okay because I want to have a nice background paper and then embellish just a little bit. But then over here I need to find a 4x6 card or another 3x4 because this is a 4x6 slot, but I only have a 3x4 photo. So I need to find something that's going to go on this side. I'm okay with a 3x4 card or a 4x6 depending on what I find. And then up top I have one photo here with a lot of room to embellish, and over here I have nothing. But I did leave myself a note that I want to do sequins at a diagonal. So this part will be sequins down here, and then I need to find paper and embellishments and something to go in the upper part of the triangle that's left there. I don't know what that'll be, but I'll figure it out as I go, like I usually do. And for sequins, just looking at these, I'm thinking yellow, this sort of bluish aqua turquoisey color, and I used that in a previous layout as well. White, obviously, and then maybe a little pink because it's hard to see here, but there is a little pink tone in there. And then on the other side, since it has to match both sides, there's definitely pink in here, so I could get away with it. So I think those are the colors that I will use. When I was looking at all of this, I was thinking about that pink. Again, it's pretty noticeable here in this pillar, and I wondered if I could use it here. I was worried it might clash with the shadows on the wall here and look strange, but I found a piece of just 6x8 cardstock in my scraps, and while I like this, it's way too dark, a little too close to that shadow there, but this side is very light, very subtle, and I think it looks good with the pillar there. This is kind of a mix between these two, but I think that if I use that and then keep my sequins mix with a mix of maybe the lighter pink and a little shade darker, that would look really good. So I think I am going to use this paper, but I will do a very thin mat in white just to give some nice separation here. I have cut out my mat here, and I just want to show this is actually a piece of pattern paper on the other side. But when I'm just cutting a mat, I don't like cutting into my good cardstock. Why should I if I've got a scratch piece that I can use and nobody's going to see the back? So I might as well put it to use. So I have that done. I will adhere this, and then I will adhere it to the background paper as well. I went into my stash of papers that I have cut to 4x6 in the hopes of using them as a background, and I found this one. It does have a stripe, but it's very subtle. It's close to what's over here. It works nicely with this, I think. And a lot of it is going to be covered up. I think I'm going to go a little off center with the photo here, like so, but it still leaves me room where I could journal there, I could embellish there, maybe both. It gives me options. So then all I really have to do is figure out what's going to go in the upper part of this pocket here. It needs to match with whatever else I've got. There is a lot of red here, and it appears here as well a little bit here. I'm wondering if I could get away with that or if it would be too much given what I'm doing with the sequins. I'm just not sure, but I think I'm going to look through my scraps and see if there's something I could do there that might help bring that in. If I did, I think I'd have to have an embellishment in red of some type just to make it all work together. So even though I said I was going to look at red, I did, but then I decided to go blue instead, and I think this piece of paper, this is the pattern on the other side, which is very Scandinavian, doesn't work with this, but the color works. I think it's not a perfect match, but it's close, and it'll bring out that hue, especially when I go to do the sequins. And so I think I will use this in the upper pocket there, but before I do that, I think I really need to pick out the sequins because that may direct the embellishments I use and the paper that goes up here. So I think I really need to do that first. All right, I have the start to my mix, I think. So I'm going to use this as my base, this yellow and white one here. Then I have picked out this pink mix, which also has some sparkle to it, which is awesome, and I love that it's got different shades of pink in there, which was what I was hoping for here. I'm just hoping that the darker ones aren't too dark, but we'll see when it all comes together. And then I'm going to use this mix for the blue there, which when you look at this paper, look at that, that's a pretty good match. And then normally I probably would have used my Moonshine in 6mm. These are a little too big, I think, because I'm only doing half of the pocket and all of these are fairly large. I want to go a little smaller, so I think I'm actually going to use these. So you can see they're probably about half the size of the other ones, so I think that'll give a nice mix. It'll give shine for certain, just look at how sparkly those are, but it'll also give a different size, so I think the dimension will look nice together. Here is the mix that I have put together, and I like that. I feel like I might need a little bit more blue, but I want to just fill the pocket and get it situated before I make up my mind. Might be enough. It's always hard to tell. I try to eyeball it as best I can. Sometimes I have to add a little more, sometimes I have to take out some, but I think this is a pretty good start. All right, so I have my mix in there ready to go, and I think it is enough. The trick to this is getting it to line up on this angle and then hoping that it lays flat once it's done. So I'm going to give it a whirl with what I've got. If for any reason I hate it, it doesn't lay right or whatever, I could do this over again. I could cut the page protector, open it up, redo it. It's only one page protector. I'm not going to worry if I have to do that, but I'm hoping that it works out well. So I've got my tool ready here. It's been heating up the whole time. And now I'm going to seal the pocket. So wish me luck that it looks good once it's done. I'm at a weird angle here. I can't tell if I got everything. I'm going to go over it one more time just to be sure. I've got a little bubble here. I think that looks like it's done. All right, let's try it. How does it look? Yep, I had a little bubble, so it's slightly uneven right here, but it's not enough to bother me. I'm not going to redo it. But look at how cute that looks. I love it. And then on the back side, it'll look like that. Again, that little bubble there, I'll have to mess with this and see how flat I can get this. It obviously will move around once it's in the album anyway, because people are going to be looking at it like this when it's flat, whatever. And that's the joy of doing this, is that it does move. So a little imperfection is okay. I'm just going to leave it, but I love the color mix I chose. I think it's going to go well with that. Look at that. So now I just have to pick out my paper for up here. Ta-da, look at that. I think that was the right color. I love how it brings out the sequins. I love how it brings out this. It's awesome. However, now I have to figure out, what am I going to put on there? Am I going to stamp? Am I going to do an embellishment? I don't even know. It also makes me think I definitely need to bring in something in this color down here, because a lot of this blue is in the top half of the layout, not so much down here. So I need something. Now, from a previous layout, I did cut out some circles of a different paper that's close to this. I don't know that I want to reuse that because of the pattern that's on it, but I could do it down here, or I could just take a scrap that I have left over of this paper, like I have the other half here. I could just punch a half circle with that and use it. Use another little, ooh, maybe I should just cut off a little bit and use a little triangle to keep that theme and make like a little photo corner. Maybe I'll try that first and see what I think of it. If I don't like it, I can always do something else. I didn't like the triangle when I tried that, so I decided to just punch a circle there and use half of it, or about half. I used my 1.5 inch punch, so that worked out well, and now I still have a little bit left I can use for something else. So I have that there, and I like that it brings in the color. And then for over here, I found this little acrylic piece I have, and I think I'm going to put it right up here, and then probably do a little journaling here about why I enjoy this. Even though I'm not a person of faith, the beauty of it just speaks to me. I love the artistic aspect of it, and so I think I want to journal a little bit about that. Well, I went into a bunch of my phrase labels here and found some that I want to use. So I have this one that says today is. I put this acrylic on and it felt blank. I was going to journal, but then I found all of these in the right colors and they make sense in that order. So I'm going to use those. And then I have this one over here that says what a view. It's perfect. It's just black and white. Now I still do have a big space here, so I have to find something to fill in there, but I think I can do it. But I at least want to get the phrases adhered because I know I want to use those. I have this old stamp set from Stampin' Up! A long time ago. You can see 2006, OMG. But I think I want to take this stamp, stamp it on white cardstock and punch it out and then put it right in here because I do have lots of circular elements happening here, lots of curves, and I think it will go nicely. And I'd rather stamp it on white and cut it out than right on here because if I do it here and I don't like it, can't take it back really. I mean, I could try to cover it up. Plus, I think bringing in some white would be helpful. So I'll stamp it on here and see what I think. So I stamped my image and then I used my 1-inch punch here to punch it out. And I'm super happy with it. I absolutely think it was the right choice. I mean, look at that. I love it. Brings in a little white plus the black to offset these. And you know what? I think this one's done. I don't think I need to do anything else with it. So here's another one completed for Winona. Thanks for watching.